Hey CG family, so today we're talking engine bay, and I'm gonna show you how to clean it the right way. We're gonna go BMO cam. And just go crazy now with it, why not? And just go to work. Why would you wanna clean your engine bay? Well, there's a couple reasons. You paid a lot of money for your car, so let's just keep it clean, especially when it's really easy. Another reason would be, let's say you want to sell your car in the future and the buyer sees that you keep the engine bay maintained. I don't know about you, but I would trust the seller a lot more if I see the engine bay is in top-notch shape. And lastly, it could actually help you pinpoint any potential problems you might be having under your hood because the surrounding areas are going to be clean. And if you have engine oil spilling out a certain direction, you know that's where your problem is. So before I start messing with any chemicals on the engine bay, what I'm going to start with first is clearing off any heavy debris such as like leaves up here. See that? I'm just get rid of this first. If you have a vacuum at home, you can vacuum this up. If it's easy enough to just grab with your hands, go ahead and do that. If you have a ProBlow, go ahead and just blow all this loose debris away. So that's what I'm gonna do here first. So to be on the safe side, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover our battery and our alternator with some microfiber towels, just so that we don't get any heavy water on top of it. Now that that's done, what I'm gonna do next is just rinse the engine bay and under the hood. But what you want to make sure to do is not stand too close to your engine bay and not spray directly too much of harsh water onto the engine block. So that's why I recommend you guys using a pressure washer. And in this tip, what I'm using is a 65-degree angle, because as you can see, it sprays out a lot of mist. So that's what I'm going to be hitting this engine bay with right now. All right, it's that simple. Now I'm gonna use Nonsense Invisible Super Cleaner. So this is the concentrated version out of our 16-ounce bottle. So I'm gonna just spray light mist. I'm also gonna hit the top under the hood. Let the chemical do some damage to the dirt. Just by spraying those light mists of Nonsense, you can see that the dirt is already actually breaking down and dripping down. All right guys, this is where the fun really starts. I'm gonna grab our Mr. Foamer. I'm gonna dilute this 5-to-1 of Super Nonsense. Now I'm just gonna give it a few pumps. Pump it a few times until you hear that hissing and just go to work. As you can see, that's why we call that Mr. Foamer. So what I got next is my detailing brush. I sprayed a little bit on top of the bristles just for some extra foam. And what you're gonna do next is you're pretty much just gonna hit the top layer of the engine bay and anywhere really you can reach. So I'm gonna start in the center of my engine bay, scrubbing back and forth. As you can see, the bristles get into these tight little areas where a lot of dirt gets stuck. And just rub lightly on these wires. You don't gotta be too aggressive. And like I mentioned, I'm really only hitting the top of the engine bay right now with this detailing brush. Because just in a few moments, I'm gonna show you another tool that I can use for engine bay cleaning. So I'm gonna show you how to get to those deeper areas in your engine bay. This is the mini red rocket. This is actually a wheel tool, but we could also use it for our engine bay. So I'm gonna grab my Mr. Foamer. I'm gonna just foam up some of the bristles and just go crazy now with it, why not? That's why it's called Mr. Foamer. So now I'm gonna get into the intricate areas simply by just scrubbing softly. These bristles are pretty aggressive, so it does all the work. Just let the tool do its thing, honestly. Now we can't forget the underside of the hood. So I got my Nonsense, I have a wash mitt. I'm gonna spray a bit of Nonsense once again. I sprayed some earlier, so I should have already broken down most of that dirt. As you can see here, it's already bringing down most of that dirt. Spray a bit of my wash mitt. Now I'm just gonna scrub. It's that simple, kind of like I was just scrubbing the outside of the vehicle. Next, we're just gonna rinse off all the product. And just keep in mind, you also just wanna fan again, and you don't wanna stay in one area for too long. Now, one of my favorite ways to dry the engine bay is by using our ProBlow. By using an air compressed tool, you make sure you don't leave any water behind and you get into those nicks and crannies. I'm gonna take up the areas that I uncovered. The towel is damp, so I'm just gonna actually just wipe the battery down. Now guys, for the last step, I'm gonna dress off the plastic fascias with our VRP and a wedge applicator. For this, we're gonna go BMO cam. Just open up the spout. I'm gonna do a few drops. That should be fine. I myself am gonna work in the VRP onto the applicator to make this process a lot easier. So where I'm gonna focus is these black fascia areas, like here, there, 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 and even up here. Can't forget that. So let's start on this Honda logo. Wow, look at that. What's great about this wedge applicator is that it folds into these small areas that your fingers actually can't get into. Reach into this back area as well. So you can see a difference now from here and here. From ashy and neglected to nice and shiny. And if some of you guys don't like that shiny look, you could always just grab a microfiber towel at the end of it and just wipe down the excess. Have it a matte finish, whatever you like. Can't forget this top area. Give it some love. This is probably the most revealing part of the plastic, even when your engine is closed. All right guys, that's it. As you can see, the results are magnificent. If you were intimidated in the beginning of this video to do your engine bay, I hope this is enough encouragement to go out there and do yours now. If you like this video, give us a like. If you want to learn more tips and tricks, subscribe. I'm 𝗵𝗃𝗿. I'll see you on the next one.